Oh no, I started it so late because God said no. Goodness, googly, boogly, 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 boogly. God dang, man. What you doing on the phone so late, bruh? We trying to talk about Xbox. You over here dilly-dally-ling. Jesus Christ. I know, Revolver mad. 9:45. This dude. This animal. I gotta go to bed. Yeah, you caught me as I'm starting because life is chaotic. Life is so chaotic right now. Oh, it's McDonald's. McDonald's. I got Mickey D's. I got Mickey D's. I'm gonna let people pop in because technically I'm starting late but early. Late when my original time was 8 o'clock, but early because I said at 9:45 and I said nah. I got back earlier than that. Because I have to explain myself for those of you who may be a little confused with what's going on. But I'm gonna let people start flowing in before I really explain myself because otherwise I'm gonna have to repeat myself like 4 times. I had to break your expression. Y'all, man, chill out. We're gonna have a nice, healthy conversation, I promise. I might be lying, but that's not the point. We're gonna try to have a nice, healthy conversation about Xbox. The key word is try, because I am angry. What's up, Android? Game Pass is great for the consumer's short term. But in the long term, it hurts the industry. Game Pass is convincing Xbox gamer not to buy a game, me included. Agreed. What's up? Here comes the boom. What's up, boom? Friday's okay. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes and I'm gonna probably explain what happened and then we're gonna get into the topic, okay? Because as you can see, I'm over here eating McDonald's. I need to explain what happened though. Y'all see the cringe interview? The interview with what? Nintendo fans are chilling right now? Lord. Yeah, we're gone chilling. Motherfucker. Hell was that? They better stop playing with me, bro. It's too early in the night for this shit. Whew. I'm so caught up in my job. Not cock. Wow, cock Donald. That's a wild statement. All right, so let me explain what's going on and why the stream is late. This, that, and the third. So the original plan for the stream was at 8 o'clock. I was gonna get on here at 8, and if anyone saw the stream earlier, you would have saw it say 8 o'clock. That's when it was supposed to start. My mother goes, "Hey, what you doing?" And then, Mom, I'm in the house. I had took a nap. I had took a nap around 7 o'clock, and I was only out for maybe like 30, 40 minutes. It got around like 7:50 or some shit, and she was like, "Can we go to Kroger's real quick? I need to get something." I said, "Why I gotta go with you?" She's like, "I'm gonna need you to buy it for me." I go, "Oh, bruh, what do you mean you need me to buy something for you?" I said, "Fine, whatever." It's Kroger for me is like down the street. I said, I should be able to make that in 10 minutes. Rule number one that I didn't understand and I should have known is that a woman never just goes in the store to buy one thing. So of course at 7:50, I'm getting in the car to ride with my mom to the store, and at 8:30, I'm like, oh, we haven't left the store yet. This may or may not be a problem. And so I'm like, damn it. So I had to like haphazardly change the time for the stream to like 9:45. I thought if I overshot it to 9:45, there's no way I would be in here until 9:45. But I knew if I took it like 9 o'clock or 9:15 or something, it may not work out in my favor. So I just said, let's do 9:45. Essentially, if you were asking why the stream is later than usual, it's my mother's fault. It's my mom's fault. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you, but it's your fault. The interview with Sarah Bond about Tango Game Work shut down. Sorasan, if you can send me the link for that, we can watch that later. I don't know what's going on with Xbox at all. All I know is I got a direct to look forward to. The future of console news, I'm good. I'm Gucci. So, Xbox has made a lot of headlines today. Because Xbox, as Retro has aptly put it, is indeed the best box. And we're so excited for all this new Xbox news and advancement of the consoles coming. We're so excited. But in case you don't know what's been going on for the last few days, let's talk about it. So Bethesda, who is currently owned by Xbox and Microsoft, announced that there will be some changes to some of their studios. So let's go through the studios and address it. So first things, Arcane Austin. This studio will close with some members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. Arcane Austin has a history of making impactful and innovative games, and it's a pedigree that everyone should be proud of. Redfall's previous update will be the last as we end all development of the game. The game and its servers will remain online for players to enjoy, and we will make good offers to people who purchase the Hero DLC. So we just lost Arcane Austin with a few members going to different studios, but Arcane Austin is dead. This is probably the most reasonable decision of the group of decisions on here because Redfall was a train wreck. Microsoft knew it was a train wreck. Hell, I think even Arcane Austin knew it was a train wreck. And although I think destroying a whole studio seems a little reckless, I get that this is 2024, and failure cannot be tolerated in the same way as it was in the good old days. So while I'm not in love with it, hey, I at least understand it, right? Then we have Alpha Dog Studio. Alpha Dog Studios, the studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creativity in bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will be sunset on August 7th, and we will be turning off the ability for players to make any purchases in the game. So that studio is just gone. Just gone. So all right, that's just that. There is no, we're moving to something. No, Alpha Dog Studios is gone. Okay, bet. Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks will also close. We are thankful for their contributions to Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on platforms it is today. So another studio that's just gone. Now, obviously, a lot of you know that if you watch me on Twitch, if you're not, you should, that I played Hi-Fi Rush last year and thought it was a great game. And that game earned a lot of awards and was generally well received, especially for a game that was essentially shadow dropped at the beginning of the year. You know, I think Hi-Fi Rush very much was a strong impression. Tango, good studio, good Japanese studio. And Microsoft, oh, are you going to keep any of that? Nope. Closure. Well, didn't they just port the PS5? Closure. I'm not mad. I'm just really disappointed. And then finally we got the team at Roundhouse Games. Roundhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roundhouse has a key role in many of our recent game launches and bringing them into ZOS to work on the Elder Scrolls Online will mean we can do more to grow the world that millions of players call home. So one is just getting, so Roundhouse is just getting absorbed, right? It's getting absorbed. It's my mom's fault, Goki. It wasn't my fault. It was my mom's fault. I love my mom. Happy Mother's Day, but it's her fault. Because she made me leave at 7:50 and God said no. So, of these announcements, one studio is closing with a few workers going to other studios. Another studio, two studios are just straight out closing. And then the last studio is being absorbed by another studio. And why? And so the question then goes, why are these things happening, right? Why are these things happening, right? Why would these things happen? With the consolidation of our Bethesda studio teams, so that we can invest more deeply into our portfolio of games and new IP. Even though the studio of one of these new IP you just closed, but that's not relevant. Okay, let me get through the blurb. A small number of roles across select Bethesda publishing and corporate teams will also be eliminated. Oh, so you just people just getting fired left and right. You ain't even gotta be part of a studio. Great, those roles will be impacted and notified. So when the announcement came out, is when people found out they were getting fired. So we didn't even warn any of these companies in advance, did we? No, we didn't. We didn't warn any of these companies in advance. We really care. We really care. We really care. We really care about our studios here at Bethesda. Sorry. I'm not mad. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified today and will ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with respect and compassion. A lot less compassion than Bethesda's treating them. That's not the point. We will provide our full support to those who have been impacted in today's notifications and through their transitions. Oh, you mean firings? Including the severance benefits informed by local laws. So the thing you have to do because of the government. These changes are not a reflection of the creativity and skill of the talented individuals at these teams or the risks that they took to try new things. Although those risks did get some of them fired, regardless if they were accomplished or not, because it really didn't matter. I acknowledge that these changes are also disruptive to various support teams across ZeniMax and Bethesda, and that bring our games to. So you're cutting your knees off. Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Oh, who would have fucking thought? We are making these tough decisions to create a capacity to increase investment in other parts of our portfolio and focus on our priority games. So anything that doesn't make you billions and billions of dollars can get left on the cutting room floor. Even games you shadow drop for no reason. Sorry, I'm having a moment here. Bethesda remains one of the key pillars of Xbox. What part of it? Because you're looking kind of cracked and unstable right now. With a strong portfolio of amazing games and thriving communities. You mean besides the ones you terminated, right? As we look into the future, there is an impressive lineup of games on the horizon. In 2024 alone, we have Starfield, Fallout 76, Skyline Valley, Indiana Jones, and The Great Circle, and The Elder Scrolls Online, Golden Road. What about the titles you could have also supported? But all right, whatever, bro. As we align our plans and resources to best set ourselves up for success, by cutting your knees off, in the complex and changing industry, our teams across Arcane, Leon, Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, Machine Games, ZeniMax Online Studios, and Bethesda's publishing and corporate teams will be well positioned to build new IP. Even though you had a new IP, you didn't and explore new game concepts and expand upon our existing franchises, but not with those studios, because apparently fuck those studios. So and obviously I'm being a little extra, obviously, but I am genuinely angry because you killed so many studios. And then they got like their Twitter posts, which I can't read right now. I'm so angry. That's why I can't read it right now. And I'm angry. My anger is mainly for Hi-Fi, because that one generally hurt me. I hate to see a good game come out, gain a bunch of attention and the recognition it deserves, and then turn around and be like, you're fired. But our game did well. You're fired. But it did well despite you guys not even promoting or like trying to make it sell more money. You're fired. We won a bunch of awards last year. You're fired. We were trying to help build your Japanese portfolio. You're fired. Microsoft, you just bought some of these studios not even a couple years ago. You're fired. What are you doing? I'm not happy about what's happened because I feel like we were cheated. Juice, I'm going to say this right now. Hellblade doesn't need to perform well. Hellblade needs to perform like fucking, it needs to perform like fucking Halo used to perform. That's what it needs. Because performing well is not good enough, apparently. Well is still low tier as fuck. Because how I read that press release was, we only want to make AAA games. If you are not a AAA game and you ain't selling like a AAA game, get the fuck out. And as someone who enjoys all variety of games, and one of my favorite games last year was not a AAA game according to their standards, this is not only disheartening, but also incredibly frustrating because it feels like you don't care about making quality product. What it feels like is that you're just trying to get paid. And as a business, I understand you need to make money to stay in business, right? But you know what you probably shouldn't do? You probably shouldn't start shooting the kneecaps of the dude who's trying to stand up, especially when the guys that are trying to stand up right now are trying to lift you. They're trying to lift you up. Did you see the tweet from Mustino saying that's why they didn't want to be bought out? Juice, if you can link the tweet, link the tweet, please and thank you. Any tweets or things that I don't know about or I haven't seen, please link so we can put it up in the conversation, because it frustrates me that it's the same problem Sony has. We don't believe in anything other than AAA development. And the reason why they say that is because AAA development makes the most money. The problem being is that you guys are killing studios of games that are doing well. The Hi-Fi Rush thing bothers me a lot because the game did well, in despite of the fucking publisher that was not helping to promote it. No one promoted Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi had to just get out there and sell on merit alone. And luckily it was an amazing game and it did exactly that. It won in spite of its fucking company not supporting it, only to then at the end of its run being like, yeah, fucking pulled out a W after all the struggle we went through, right? Only to still get shot in the head. That's crazy. It's like being told by the mafia, being like, if you don't make $50,000 before the end of tomorrow, I'm gonna kill you, right? And he runs out and he's like, but I only got like 3 hours. I don't care. I mean, but it's only 3 hours. I don't care. And they get out in 3 hours and they make $75,000, which is 25 grand more than what the dude wanted. He comes back with the 75 grand and goes, here, now you can't kill me. Bang. That is the most disgusting shit to me in the industry. That's like one of the worst things. It bothers me more when a company does well and you shoot it because it didn't fit a narrative. It's almost like you didn't care about the game in the first place. It was just like a throwaway thing. And then the Redfall thing where you had this game that was pretty much shot to hell. You've known it's been shot to hell and just said, fuck it. And I'm just like, yo, what are we doing out here? We're just leaving games. So games that are trash, a couple of their workers get to be carried over to other projects. But the company that made a quality title and gained the respect and admiration from the fucking community, nah, we just take all them motherfuckers out. What are you talking about right now? You're not cultivating shit. Let me see. I would not be sad if Xbox just quit because of Jesus Christ. Hellblade doesn't need to do well. They clearly show that even when you are successful, you will be terminated. Agreed. Toys for Bob pulled a Fugo and got out of there while they still could. And I respect them for that. Sometimes you got to make business decisions that help you out. Hellblade is very niche. It's also not a one and done. It's also a one and done kind of game. If Hellblade 2 underperforms, I can see Ninja Theory getting shut down. Hold on, let me click the tweet. All right, so here's the tweet. Let me see. I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna eat this first. To everyone who's been pestering me for years about why we didn't allow Moon Studios to get acquired by a big publisher, that's why. I've lived through the 90s and saw what happened to smaller studios and got acquired by EA. Never again. Hey, we ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you, bro. Especially when you're proven right in the worst way possible. We ain't mad at you, bro. Cause this is offensive, is what this is. This is. I'm just mad, bro. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm just like, why in the world did we let this go on? And it makes me angry because motherfuckers were tricked. They were told during the, everyone's like, man, it's going to be great for Xbox to get their hands on these studios. And then they'll have a big backing by a strong publisher. And man, those studios got hoed. Xbox can't just quit because they own 40% of the publishers. Rip to 40% of the publishers. I like that transition in the messages. They can't just quit. They own 40% of the publishers. RIP to 40% of the publishers, bro. No one will ever work with Xbox again. I kept saying this, saying buying studios means nothing. It does. You're right. The only thing that mattered, I think what made this worse is that not only did it meant even less than what I thought it meant. I thought it only meant nothing until you release a quality product under that publisher, right? It don't even mean that no more. Because with Hi-Fi's studio getting crushed, Tango getting crushed, what that showed me is something I didn't think was precedented. I thought if the game came out and did well and sold well, they would at least be okay until the next game, right? That's not even close to being true. It hasn't even been, I think it's been it's been over a year since Hi-Fi released, right? And the studio is gone. The studio is gone. How did we lose a studio so fucking quick, dog? How did we lose a studio that did well? That said, hey, we can make a quality title even under shitty conditions. And they still got taken out in the back and got shot like a dog. And then of course they found out that they were getting fired the same day we did. That's what hurts me, dog. Imagine putting in all this effort and winning a rigged game, and then still being killed the same day you find out you still lose because fuck you. See, the only way these studios can get retribution is if everybody destroys their Xbox. I don't think that would matter because the Xbox situation I think the issue currently is that they don't even make enough money on the Xbox. Realistically, that's why people are talking. That's why they're talking about new consoles. So I don't even think that matters, like at all. See, imagine you just got the position of one of these studios, only to be fired immediately after a year or two. Dream job crushed. I think some of these studios need to be shut down. Arcane's only successful game to this day is Dishonored 1. Literally every single game since has been completely flopped or underperformed. Like I said, Arcane is probably the most understandable of the group. Once you've served your purpose, he's gonna cut your strings. I don't even think you served the purpose. Some of these companies, because to me, all the goodwill you gained through last year had its problems for Xbox, but Xbox mostly had a good year. Other than I think Redfall was really the only major stain of last year for Xbox anyway. And all I wanted from them, and I said it last year, I was like, I just want you to be consistent. Like, I'm not gonna give you props just because you had a good year. I need you to be consistent and have a good year every fucking time. But that's not what happened. We had an okay year, marring Redfall, and you came out the gate this year saying, oh, you know, some of those studios that made great games and games that you liked from last year, oh, we're just getting rid of them. Why wouldn't you work on a sequel? Because here's the issue. Do they technically still own the rights to Hi-Fi Rush? Right, yeah, they do, totally. But does anyone really care because you just fired the creative minds behind the game? It's like when we got fucking I can't think of the game all of a sudden. Hold on. I have it on Steam. I don't know why. Sunset Overdrive. When we got Sunset Overdrive and then they lost Insomniac, right? Insomniac is like, oh, we're owned by Sony now. And it's like, so the IP's dead. And spoiler alert, you haven't seen Sunset Overdrive since the first one. Because if you lose the creative team behind it, you have to wait for a whole new team to be interested and then given the green light to work on the game again. Xbox out here doing group therapy sessions. Meanwhile, ponies are running around in the desert fighting aliens with a babe in a bikini. Like, realistically, and it makes you angry because they literally could have just they could have just been better. Better than what we fucking got. Makes no sense why we didn't get that, but we got it. I know Sora-san said something about, where is it? Sora-san said something about the interview, and now I gotta find it because I don't remember where it's at. There was an interview. I feel like I'm missing a couple things regarding, let me see. Now I don't know if I'm gonna find. Actually, you know, I know who I can probably check. Hold on a second. I think I'm just and then there was like talks around Game Pass. Nah, Goku, you gotta get your own, bro. And then there was also talks about Game Pass not being like a financial investment, and you just being like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean, not a financial investment?" Hold on, let me see. Where is it? That's not it. Where is it? Let me see. Where is it? What? Oh, what? That's not right, bro. And then I just saw some Sony news that seems a little weird. Sony has now blocked off all these countries from purchasing Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut. What? Why? What? Why can't you buy the game? Is that just from Helldivers? Oh, Helldivers is in the same boat for certain. Okay, that's a whole thing. I might have to read back. I might have to. Helldivers 2 community was tricked by Sony. Sony declared that having a PSN account would be mandatory to play Helldivers 2. The community revolted and thrashed the game's review score to 13%. Sony walked it back and said that they would be making PSN. They wouldn't be making PSN mandatory. Declaring victory, the community undid the massive wave of negative reviews. Yet Sony did something sinister in the background. They restricted Helldivers 2 from being purchased in all 177 countries where PSN isn't available. Yo! Are you shitting me? That's crazy. For those claiming that these two actions are not associated and are trying to community note me, Sony restricted the sales of 2200 UTC and May 4th and sent out a notice walking back the PSN requirement at 4 o'clock UTC on May 6th. These actions were 30 hours apart. The wave of downvotes started on May 3rd and continued until Sony announced the PSN requirement was dropped May 6th. You can review this in the package information and via Steam customer reviews too. Helldivers 2 is now banned for purchase for Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia, I believe. Latvia, as of 7 minutes ago. Still trying to say this is Steam salt. They also blocked off these same countries from buying Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about? That came. I hope that's not true. Oh no, I'm gonna post the tweet so you guys can look. But this shit looks ridiculous if this is true. Hold on, can I copy this? Yeah, here we go. This sounds like I wasn't even looking for this. I was looking for Xbox stuff and I found more depressing Sony stuff. I was looking for Xbox stuff. If that is true, I am floored, dog. But I don't know if it's true, but it looks pretty true. Only the people who live in those countries can check to see if it's actually true or not. Let me scroll down. That's not even what I was looking for, man. What the fuck? Sarah Bond is the president of Xbox. I expect her to take more of these interviews. Oh, that's the interview. Okay, so it's Sarah Bond's interview. I gotta go look up. Hold on a second. I'm probably just gonna play the audio from it, but I just wanna see. Where is it? It's Sarah Bond's interview. Hold on. Because this shit sounds ridiculous. So you got Sony out here lying to people about that, essentially just stopping people from buying the game anyway. They're like, it won't require a PSN account, but if you don't have a PSN account in your country, you can't buy the game anyway. And you're like, wait, what? Oh, let me see. It's Sarah Bond interview. Where is it? Oh, this is like 17 minutes. This is 17 minutes. I don't know how many of you guys are willing to humor me. Are you willing to humor some reaction, some live reaction to Sarah Bond talking about Xbox? Because this is going to make me mad, bro. That I think it needs to be talked about. Hold on, let me grab my audio thing. Okay, cool. Copy link. Where is this? It should be, I want to say, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Cool. Let me see. These companies are on some shit, dog. That's all I'm going to say right now. They are on some absolute trash. That's Firefox. Oh, wait. Maybe that's what I need to do. Well, no, I have... What is this? This is Discord, Streamlabs. Maybe it is Firefox. Hold on. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go back to this for a second. Because this sounds ridiculous. Is what it sounds like to me. So I'm gonna do this real quick.
Please welcome to.
Wait. All right, hold on. I'm gonna move this over here. Yeah, we're gonna move this over here. Move this here. Do this. Switch back to this. All right, so this is gonna be a little cut off, but it's fine because we're just trying to watch the video. We're just gonna watch this because I haven't seen this and I'm curious about what she's gonna say because I want to hear the opinions. So again, essentially, you're getting a live reaction from me. So and let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God.
To the stage, Sarah Bond, president of Xbox at Microsoft, for a conversation.
Can you guys hear it? Let me know if you can hear it. And let me know if it's too loud. Is it too loud? Can you hear it?
Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. So I want to start talking about the industry in general. You and Microsoft Games CEO Phil Spencer have been raising kind of the alarm that the video game industry is just not growing, and there's a real need to figure out how to reverse that. What's causing the issue, and how does Xbox turn it around?
Yeah, the last year or so in video games, largely the industry's been flat. And even in 2023, we saw just some tremendous releases, tremendously groundbreaking games, but still the growth didn't follow all of that. And a lot of that's related to our need to bring new players in, make gaming more accessible, but all of that has been happening at the same time that the cost associated with making these beautiful AAA blockbuster games.
Hey, Donnie, you can barely hear the vid. Okay, yeah.
To make them is going up.
And essentially, what she's talking about there is exactly what everyone already said. It's like power creep.
And so,
it's like power creep because you want to make these high-end games, but they cost more money, and you're making less money, so it's harder to afford to make those high-end games. From what I'm understanding, this is exactly what we were already thinking it was. It costs too much to keep making these high-end games, and we're not making as much money on these high-end games. And I'm just like, that's why you have the AA titles to buffer you out. You're not supposed to just put all your money in this one big ass game and then financially bank your entire studio's career on it. I made it in time to hear that dumb thing she will say about the shutdown of Tango. Okay, hold on. Let's get into it.
So much of our
is it louder now for you guys?
As Xbox,
can you hear it now?
About
better?
How we do things to help the industry
how?
all up.
You don't.
While also ensuring that our
your biggest contribution is internet.
We do
that was it.
Is there through this moment of transition.
Related to some of the trends you're identifying, earlier this week, Xbox announced the shuttering of 4 game studios. I know you're not the studio's chief, but how should gamers understand that move in terms of Microsoft's commitment to developing innovative exclusive games?
Yeah, it's always extraordinarily hard when you have to make decisions like that. I'll go back to what I was saying about the industry, and when we looked at those fundamental trends, we feel a deep responsibility to ensure that the games we make, the devices we build, the services that we offer are there through moments, even when the industry isn't growing and when you're through a time of transition.
Okay.
And the news we announced earlier this week is an outcome of that.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
To make sure that the business is healthy for the long term. But that said, our commitment to
what does that mean? If your whole argument was that this is to what? So what? To keep Xbox afloat, you had to destroy these studios? Is that what you're saying? Because what the fuck? What does that mean? We have an importance to be there even during the stagnant times of the industry. And then the announcements of you shutting down studios is the result of being there for your consumer. So you just let these studios die after you bought them for only a couple years. What are you talking? Never mind. I'm gonna just let it talk. I'm gonna let her talk.
Having our own studios and working with partners to have games large and small. We're a platform where you can play GTA, but you can also play Palworld, where you can play Call of Duty, and you can also play Pentiment. That doesn't change. And frankly, our commitment to the to Bethesda and the role that it plays is part of Xbox in everything we do. It's actually been pretty fantastic. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to check it out. The Fallout TV show was on Amazon, and it's been great to see people fall in love with that universe, but also what it's done for the games themselves and people going back and exploring everything that's inside of that. There's some other great things that are coming from our studios later this year. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I was a big indie fan growing up. Looks like you were too. So you should check that out.
I don't like this energy at all,
But really
bro.
right now for us and our teams, our focus is on the people impacted and doing everything that we can do to help them through this hard transition.
How about
I
not
think
firing
one of
them,
the
you
things that is
ass?
most upsetting, both to Xbox gamers and to employees, is that one of the Shuttered studios in particular just created a hit game, did really well on Game Pass in terms of engagement, and won a ton of awards. Shouldn't succeeding in that way ensure the future of a studio?
One of the
Don't
things
do it.
I
Hey.
really
Hey, don't do
love
it.
about the games industry is
Ma'am.
it's a creative art form.
Ma'am.
And it means that the situation and what success is for each game and studio is also really unique. Like,
What do
there's
you
no
mean?
one size fits all.
What do you
to it for
mean?
us. And so
So the game being a fucking... Ooh, wait. Hold on.
we look at each studio, each game team, and we look at a whole variety of factors when we're faced with sort of making decisions and trade-offs like that. But it all comes back to our long-term commitment to the games we create, the devices we build, the services, and ensuring that we're setting ourselves up to be able to deliver on those promises.
Talking, further about growth. I mean, one
How is that an answer to the question? Shouldn't making a game that does well critically and financially ensure the future of a studio? Well, it's different for each game and studio. What do you mean? If I make you money, and that was the goal of the game, and people recognize it as a quality product and ask you for more, and your response is, don't care, the studio's still going down because it's not AAA game development, while also acknowledging that AAA game development is getting too expensive and you can't afford it. What are you doing? It's so frustrating, dog. It's so frustrating. Because she don't know. I would agree, Sipa. She probably realistically does not know. Did Hi-Fi Rush make me money? Yes. Did it get critical acclaim and awards? Yes. Why are we firing the studio then? Because it's not Fallout. It's not Elder Scrolls. It's not Doom. Did you know how those game franchises become as popular as they do? How? Through consistency and quality gameplay. You know how you build that up? By making more than one game. What are we doing, dog? What are we doing? I'm so pissed off, bro. What the fuck? What did she... Ooh, you know what? No, let's go. Let's keep going.
the key focus areas for Xbox in terms of growth, and this was also one of the key bets in the Activision acquisition, was mobile. What's the Xbox plan for future mobile gaming, and when can we finally see it?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a long time since we announced the Activision acquisition, which we completed in October. And the whole thesis about that, a lot of why we did it, was about mobile. And we felt strongly that there has been an opportunity for there to be an experience on mobile that is.
So you acquired Call of Duty, Activision, right? And your main focus was for mobile usage? What do you do? How did you have all this money to buy these studios, but you couldn't afford to keep them? I'd rather if you had bought one studio that you could have fully financially supported for years instead of buying like 20 studios that only stay up for like a year or two. But whatever. I don't really care about the mobile conversation with Activision. But it's just annoying that seems to be the goal for it, if that is true.
Centered around gamers. Like we talk a lot about how there's 3 billion gamers in the world. 2 of those billion play on mobile, and half of those actually play on mobile and they play on another device. But there isn't actually a gaming platform and store experience that is centered around players and goes truly across device, where who you are, your library, your identity, your rewards, that travels with you versus being locked to a single ecosystem. And we've recognized that opportunity for a long time, but we wanted to make sure that anything we built was really grounded in people who play those mobile native games and the creators of them. And so being joined with a team that has real deep expertise in mobile was important to us. But we are that now. And so in July, we are going to be launching our mobile store experience. We're going to start actually by bringing our own first-party portfolio to that. So you're going to see games like Candy Crush show up in that experience, games like Minecraft.
Aren't those games already on mobile?
And then we're going to extend that capability.
I'm like 90% sure both of those games are on mobile already,
also
right?
Take advantage of it.
Aren't both of those games already on mobile?
Cross-platform, gaming-centric mobile experience.
Are you telling me Candy Crush isn't on phones? Is that what you're telling me right now?
That really allows us to have it be an experience that's accessible across all devices, all countries, no matter what.
I want to make sure people understand this.
Policies.
Microsoft's biggest contribution to the gaming industry
and then we're going to extend
is literally just the internet.
I'm excited.
Online gaming, that's it.
It's something that we wanted to do for a long time. We've heard gamers talking about it for a long time, and we're now at the point where we can take those steps.
And so in July when it launches, we at that point at the beginning see Candy Crush and Minecraft in it, or how soon, or?
You'll see things roll out over time.
Do you know how
Yeah.
soon partners will be able to use it as well?
You know, our goal is to get partners using it shortly after
Shouldn't you
launch.
have partners using
We
it
really wanna
before
make
it
sure
launches?
We start and we scale.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Using our own IP first. That allows us to make sure that the experience that we bring partners into really builds
And all
on
this is
the
still going to be
quality
tied to a
of what we
Microsoft
have.
account. I don't know why she acting like this is
Another
different.
big discussion point in the Activision acquisition was cloud gaming and how big that market really was. When will we really see it gain traction?
Yeah, what is that,
Is
buddy?
it gaining users finally in any particular regions and scenarios? How is it doing? What do people use it for?
Yeah, so
She don't know what she
you know,
knows.
cloud gaming,
Oh.
for those that don't know, I don't know if everyone here in the audience is familiar with it, is just the
Don't mock people.
ability to play a game natively from the cloud. So you don't need to actually have a piece of hardware in your home, and you can experience something that's AAA
So what, the Microsoft
Xbox
Store, but
gaming
for phones?
on any device.
Isn't that already a thing?
regardless of the local computer.
Maybe it's not, I guess, the main thing, but it's already a thing, I thought.
And we have been investing in that for some time because we really believe that opening up sort of these beautiful immersive experiences to more gamers is important.
She's
for
asking,
industry growth,
though,
for
how's it been
developers, and we know
doing,
people
Sarah?
wanna play those experiences.
How's it been doing, Sarah?
And we're seeing tremendous growth there. We have more demand than supply in
What is-
that area, and you'll see us rolling out more capacity.
That sounds like you can't, that the experience you want to give, you can't give because you have a terrible infrastructure for it, or a weak infrastructure, which is kind of insane because you're the company that is the most in tune using anything web internet based. Microsoft, what?
Producing more options for people to jump in and play on the cloud.
And is it growing faster than the overall market? We were talking about the market
Yeah,
itself
yeah.
is down. Where is cloud gaming?
It is growing faster than the overall market, really bringing in new players.
So gaming is down, but not cloud gaming. Okay.
And growth for us. So it's an area where we're investing more and we're excited about.
Earlier this year, Xbox announced for the first time that it was bringing a slate of Xbox-developed games, Xbox-exclusive games, to rival platforms, to Sony's PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. That obviously was.
It was not a
change.
big
It was
change,
little bit
guys. I don't know why y'all
unsettling
acting
for
like
some
it
of
was
the
crazy.
Xbox
We were already
hardware
getting
fans.
games from them
How is
anyway.
it going so far? Do you have any data about how the games are doing? Do PlayStation gamers really want to play Sea of Thieves?
You know, it's early days yet, so I don't have specific data to share, but we are really encouraged by the reception
We mean encouraged by the
of our
reception.
games. And one thing that I think it's important to note is, as Xbox, we've been putting games on other platforms for a long time. Minecraft is available pretty much universally.
Well, realistically, you got that'd be ridiculous. Anyway.
The teams at Bethesda have had games on other platforms. The teams at Activision Blizzard have games on other platforms. And so it's a decision we just make on a game-by-game basis as we move forward and
But
continue to
you
execute
can't tell
on
them
our
if it-
strategy.
Also, it's not the
I
early
mean,
days.
At the same time,
You're right,
we've
Donnie, it's not
talked about
early days.
mobile, we've
It's like
talked
late
about,
days.
Cloud. I mean, of course,
It started with like
itself,
Xbox One
heritage
is when we
in
started seeing this
console. And,
transition.
the energy around the console right now is a little challenged. Many of the hardcore long-term customers are worried.
Of course they
they're
should
worried
be.
about the release on other platforms.
Of
They're
course.
worried that that may indicate that Xbox is defocusing its own hardware.
Oh, it is. It
what do you
absolutely
say to
is.
them? How do you make them feel like Xbox
She's asking
is
good
still
questions. I'm glad the lady's asking good questions.
Yeah, I mean, first, the worry that
I like the
that
questions she's
see,
asking.
is happening across the industry, and I think is a lot of what we're seeing, just industry all up. But specific to core gamers, my focus has really been on engineering and building that next generation hardware experience that really, really taps in to their needs. I talked about this
That's
a
not
little
answering
bit
the
publicly
question.
a few months ago. I talked about how our focus is on delivering the biggest leap ever.
Where's the
And
where's
that's
the
about
game? Where's the
really
software?
thinking through every aspect of what that hardware and what that experience delivers with the core gamer in mind. And that is about power and performance. That's absolutely a part of it. But it's also about the ability to be able to play all of the games. I mean, we have people who've been playing on Xbox for decades.
not
and
the
invested
issue,
thousands and
damn it.
thousands of dollars and hours.
The question
with
is,
us.
what about the core
And be able
gamers
to
who feel
take
like they're being
all of those
devalued by
games
having losing
with
their
them
games on their
into the hardware
consoles?
of the future.
And where are the core experiences for them
So one
on
of the
consoles?
decisions I made when I came in and became president of Xbox was to establish a team dedicated to that, to game preservation and ensuring that future generations.
So your work-
future
your
iterations,
focus
that you
is
get to
old
take
titles,
those
is what you're
things with
saying.
you forward.
Not power.
The next part of that is saying, okay, I get to bring those games with me. I'm invested in those games. I get an incredible high performance experience on my console, but also continuing our commitment to make sure that gamers can bring their games with them wherever they want to play. That my Xbox library is something that can go with me and that I can enjoy with others. So our long-term commitment to cross-play is part of that.
Yeah, but that's not
and
what
our
they're
commitment to
asking about.
cross-progression and
We're
cloud
talking about
saves,
the
so you can
core
pick up on
gamer.
one device
I
and you
want
can
a
play on
game.
another is part of that.
I want a game,
And also
Sarah.
our
Just give
investments
me
in
a
cloud
good
gaming, which you
fucking
referenced
game.
earlier. A lot of those who use cloud gaming are people who own a console. They're just, they want to play it on another device and go somewhere else. So that's the second piece. And then the last piece is about Game Pass. We know our core users love Game Pass.
Okay.
Game Pass is a gaming subscription.
I don't
You
think
get,
the core
a whole
users
portfolio
use
of games,
Game
but
Pass the way
importantly,
you're
you get
thinking.
every single one of our games that we build day one in Game Pass. And the quality and the breadth of those games has only been going up over time, and you're going to see some more really big games going into Game Pass later this year.
From Activision's portfolio?
Across
or-
the whole slate, you're going to see some really amazing things. And keeping that as something that is really special for Xbox players is central for us.
A lot of the focus at
So you didn't answer the fucking
conference today
question.
has been AI. And
And you didn't answer the fucking question, by the way. So your three pillars are cross game platform shit, Game Pass, and technology. Which the technology part doesn't really mean anything because we're just sitting here going, I just need a game that takes advantage of it. Like, what is your game that you're putting out anywhere that is taking advantage of Xbox Series X hardware? You got this system that for the most part is a quality system. I don't have an issue with the console, but you don't have a game that's really showing it off. And the games you do have that are good, you're killing the studios for? Like, the shit doesn't make sense. What was the answer to that question? Because I don't think she understood the question, bro.
AI for gamers is a little different than we talk about AI for the enterprise or for healthcare. Where do you think AI will be important both to players and to game developers? And how is Microsoft investing against that?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, I feel like I missed one.
Enterprise or for health.
Oh, the AI thing, I think.
But AI for gamers is a little different than we talk about AI for the enterprise or for healthcare. Where do you think AI will be important both to players and to game developers? And how is Microsoft investing against that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
hear
just
all the
AI. I don't
talks,
really care this much about this conversation,
today,
but we'll see.
But I think we can all confidently say that we are right at the beginning of what AI means for us as a society, and for businesses in general, and that's absolutely true in gaming as well. For us, we take our responsibility around AI as Microsoft very seriously and being really, really thoughtful about what we do.
More than game development?
And as Xbox, there's something really unique about being a gaming company that is part of a major AI company. And so all of our focus within our team
It's hard to call you a gaming
is about
company at this
how
point.
we
It really
ensure that gaming AI is really crafted in a way that delivers unique and delightful experiences to players, and adds real value for developers. So there's three things we look at as part of that. The first is around developer velocity. How do we give developers tools to make it easier for them to realize their creations, to speed up iteration cycles, and also, frankly, to make it easier for people who may not have as much in-depth training on game development to build a game? We know
And
that
then
with
kill
that,
their
there's
studio,
just gonna
right?
be a
Kill their
huge
studio, right?
proliferation of gaming content and options out there. So that leads us very naturally to the next layer where we're investing a lot, which is around discovery and making sure that people can really be matched with the game experience that we know that they'll love, and that a whole range of creations can be discovered from the biggest games, but also from something novel and new that you may not have intuitively known to look for, but you're gonna love if you experience it. And then the last piece is around the actual experience in the game. Engagement, delight, playing through and having a fun time, not getting stuck, all the things that come with that.
So what, easifying the game, making the game less difficulty?
Experience. So we are early in this.
Yeah, the speed up thing doesn't make sense to me. Are you talking about speeding up development? Because by that logic, you should have more games coming out.
Our focus
and more good games coming out by that logic.
On keeping player at the center, keeping the development.
And we don't have a fucking release date for Fable, right? Right?
Xbox President Sarah Bond, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I feel like I've gained nothing. I think all that's happened to me is that I'm just, oh wait, that's the wrong one. I meant this one. Jesus Christ. Is it gonna shift to the right screen? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. I feel like all that happened is I just got more angry. I think that's all that's really happened to me. Now I'm just angrier. Xbox is gonna have an autoplay mode like Sony. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. She was speaking like a true businesswoman politician. So I think the problem is that Xbox's conversation is based under the misconception that they care about the games that they make or that their third party partners make. And what makes me angry is that Xbox in closing these studios has become more untrustworthy than they were before, which is kind of ridiculous. Sorry, I'm reading something. I'm double checking something real quick. I think I'm just annoyed with the situation. I think that's what the hell just happened. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I haven't even seen that. I guess that's subscribing to the YouTube channel. I think I'm just annoyed, bro. I think I just don't understand, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Uh, So Xbox doesn't care about its games or its gamers. It doesn't have much interest in any exclusive content. I thought there was a report I saw talking about, I think there was a report I saw about them saying how unsustainable Game Pass is. Because at this point, talking about how Game Pass isn't really affordable and they can't, Darth Titan, I wonder why Xbox has done really no advertising for Hellblade since the game is about to come out in 2 weeks. That's also weird. It's also very weird. Same thing. They don't care about for devs, even when they do good for them. I will never play. Like literally, the problem is that when I am told that no matter what I do, no matter what I do for you, me getting fired is always on the table at the same veracity. I have no faith in you as a boss. As a boss, the one thing you should be doing is making me feel secure in my position if I make you money. If I make you money and I make you money in spite of you handicapping me and you still fire me after the fact that I've made you money in shitty conditions, you are a terrible boss. And in this situation, I don't think I've ever heard of a gaming studio firing a successful developer. There is no, that's like firing Nintendo EAD after fucking Mario Wonder came out. Or fucking or Mario Odyssey. It's like firing fucking Sakurai after Ultimate came out, right? It's like firing Monolith Soft after Xenoblade 2 and 3 came out. Like Hi-Fi Rush is one of the most successful games you've had in a while. In a while, it is ridiculous, and I'm angry. And for those who in Sony and the stuff I found with Sony and this stuff is true, with the whole them essentially blocking countries from buying certain games on Steam, which just so happen to be the same countries that don't have PSN accounts or availability to get PSN accounts. Which I want to talk about that as well. I'm just kind of annoyed with everything right now. The only thing with Nintendo coming up is, hey, we got a Direct in June, so we have a Direct next month, and leaks for specs of the new Nintendo console is coming out. And I think it frustrates me. Because I don't think I've ever, like I said, I don't know a company that fires a successful developer for no reason. Like literally, the reason why the Hi-Fi Rush situation is so important, because it's literally showing that if you go work for Microsoft, you can lose no matter what you do. That game was a new IP, was thrown out to the wolves, and still managed to succeed. And you said, I'm going to shoot you anyway. And I'm just angry at that reality. Also, hi, Mr. Vaughty. It's like, what? Hi-Fi Rush is successful. Everyone is fired. Velma is universally hated, getting a season 3. We're living in the effed up clown world. it just makes me angry. It makes me angry. And how many of you guys knew about that Sony debacle? That we're out here. So people, when Ghost of Tsushima comes out on Steam, if you don't have a PSN account, you just can't buy the game. If your country doesn't support PSN accounts, you can't buy the game. What the fuck are we doing? So when that's to me just as wild. So a service that you offer isn't available in a country, and your response to that is to now make it a requirement to have that account system, or you can't buy the game. Then you're bullied into changing the policy, but then you just say, well, you just can't buy the game now. Now it's not even about the fucking PSN account. Now it's just, those same list of countries that can't get PSN accounts, they just can't buy the game now. Whereas before they could buy the game but not be able to play because of the PSN accounts. Now you just can't buy the game. Which to me is worse. I almost think this is worse. The one thing about Sony that pisses me off is that Sony has the same... Sony does the same thing Nintendo will do. Where Nintendo will make a crazy fucking decision, but I would argue Sony's even more vindictive than Nintendo is. Nintendo will just say, this is what it's going to be, and that's final. And people won't like it, but it'll be just that straightforward. What Sony will do is be like, this is my decision, that's final, get harassed a bunch and be like, well, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I apologize for hurting your feelings. We're going to go back and rethink our strategy. So they backwalk it, and then in the background do some sneaky shit to essentially still get what they want, just in a different way. And now it's like, what the gamers are like, what the fuck? Now we're just screwed. Now we just don't get the game at all. So you lied. Not only did you make a decision that we disliked, you lied to us when you backtracked it and made it to where now we just can't get the fucking game. They have to avoid selling games in countries that don't support PSN because that will prevent people from buying a game and not being able to play it. Because why does it require PSN in the first place is the problem. My problem is why all of a sudden does it have to have a PSN connection? When you could buy Sony games on Steam before without having PSN. Actually, a better question is, why can't you just have PSN in those countries? Like, why isn't their goal adding PSN in these countries instead of being like, nah, you just can't get the game now? And I think what made it worse is that you backtracked not making PSN a requirement only to just block your ability from buying the games at all. So PSN isn't a requirement. PSN isn't even a requirement, but now they just can't buy the game. That's my problem. If PSN is not a requirement for these games anymore, why did you block their ability to buy them? Because that's what the whole situation was. Sony initially was like, you have to have PSN to play these games. You have to have a PSN account to play these games, right? They said that's stupid. Fuck that. We're not going to support your shit if that's the case. They said, okay, fine. PSN isn't required for you to play these games. Cool. But now you just can't buy them. And they just so happen to be the same countries and places that didn't have PSN accounts or couldn't get PSN accounts. So you changed your mind only to still screw us. It requires a PSN for the online mode. They haven't sold a game with an online until Helldivers. But what about... And not Helldivers 2 and not Ghost of Tsushima. But Ghost of Tsushima is on the same list. Literally, the tweet was that Sony also blocked the companies from purchasing Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which, if I remember correctly, is a single-player game. Does Ghost of Tsushima have multiplayer I don't know about? Something about requiring face scan and other stuff for identification. Sony is doing the facial recognition. I thought every country had PSN. Guess not. It has a cool multiplayer mode. So what? Because the game has online, now you have to have PSN. I would have rather. So people just can't get the game though. That's my problem. If I can't play the multiplayer, that's one thing. But for a game like Ghost of Tsushima where you don't need the multiplayer because the game has a whole story mode, Helldiver is fine. But see, that's not what they're saying though. They're not saying that. What they're saying is you just can't buy the game at all. For the UK, it's required to have face scanned to even have a PSN account. What? How is that? Part of me thinks that's like leading into identity thefts. And we already know that Sony's servers aren't the most secure things in the world. I say fuck those countries that don't support PSN. They're all tiny countries or dictatorships. Jews, what? Jews, that's wild, bro. So because a country doesn't have PSN account, fuck them? How is that the country's fault? Sony needs to stop requiring facial scans to have a fucking PSN account. What? I don't remember exactly, but I think it has something to do with how each country uses identification. Pretty sure pretty soon they'll be selling the disc and case separately now. So it's not a Sony thing entirely, but it's still messed up. Yeah, but still, yep, for the UK, they need to have that for certain service. That's crazy to me, though. So now they just can't get the game. I don't understand why you need a PSN account to play Why can't I still get the single player version of the game? I get that Helldivers 2 is mainly a multiplayer game. Ghost of Tsushima is a whole single player ass game with multiplayer. So why can't they buy Ghost of Tsushima? And why didn't they just make that the point of the conversation in the first place? The point of the conversation was that you just had to have a PSN account. They didn't even explain themselves. Instead of they backtracked it once they got bullied and still did what they wanted without telling anybody. So now you just get, and you know what the other thing is? Because they blocked them from being able to buy the game, you can't leave reviews. How are you leaving reviews on a game you can't buy? Sony has long since lost tone of any goodwill. Their conduct in the last few years have been horrid. Who has ever used facial scans for their PSN? That sounds made up. Well, he said in the UK, not in the US. He said in the UK, that's required. I'm so done with the gaming industry right now. Also, thank you for like the 25 to 30 viewers we've been getting for the stream, guys. I appreciate it. I'm just fucking baffled. Like, what the fuck? So Xbox out here not giving a fuck about games, or their companies making games for them, and Sony's out here being real sneaky about not being able to let you buy games on Steam because you don't have a PSN account. Now, of course, as an American, if you live in America, this doesn't matter, right? If you live in America or a country that has PSN, this doesn't matter. But I also don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair because because you don't live in America or a country with PSN, you shouldn't be able to play a game. Especially if we're going to talk about these countries that are dictatorships and da-da-da, like you said. These are the countries where you kind of need the distraction more than in America. Nintendo's not even, and the funny thing is Nintendo has its own fuckery, it does. But at least Nintendo's fuckery to me is straightforward. It's just, I'm just not going to do this. Sony had the nerve to backtrack and then still do what it wanted to do and then not make it public. It's such a crazy thing to do. It's also a crazy thing to do to a game that has been out for a while now. Ghost of Tsushima is kind of crazy in general because they're trying to bring the PlayStation experience to PC with the trophy. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. I'm just trying to play a game. You think I give a fuck about trophies and shit? Like, dog, that's such a terrible reason. So I can't if I live in Lithuania. Well, let me just look at the countries that can't get this. Albania, Algeria, let me see, Jamaica. So if I live in fucking Jamaica, right? If I live in Jamaica and I want to buy Ghost of Tsushima on Steam, I can't do that because Sony wants to give me an experience they can't give me by fucking adding in trophies and friend lists and all this other dumb shit. and or the ability to play the fucking multiplayer that isn't even required for the game. That is crazy to me. I can't play Ghost of Tsushima because of a fucking PlayStation Network account that you can't implement in fucking Jamaica. Like the list of countries is ridiculous. Fucking hell, in Japan, you can't get it in Japan, Juice. What about fucking Japan? You can't buy Ghost of Tsushima on Steam in fucking Japan, Juice. That's ridiculous. Japan is on the list of fucking countries that you can't buy Ghost of Tsushima in on Steam. Puerto Rico, sorry. Philippines. Fucking, I'm trying to name Samoa. Is that New Guinea? I think it's New Guinea. Hold on. Fucking Greenland. Guam. Fucking, like, all these countries. Let me see. Well, Afghanistan is on here, but you know, Iran and Iraq is on here, obviously. Haiti, Guinea, Ghana, Serbia, sorry. Just that's crazy. Oh, I guess if that Gravity Rush True rumor ever comes true, then it will also have the same issue too, since that game had multiplayer too before Sony shut it down 2 years as a release. What, the re-release? So those countries even sell PS5? Juice, Japan is on this list. You can't buy Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut in Japan. In Japan, mind you. And I'm reiterating it because, you know, Sony is originally a Japanese Japanese game. This is beyond stupid. This is beyond stupid. Ironically enough, the internet connection argument back on the Xbox One when it was released seems way more prevalent now. Would you say ever since Sony has moved to age? Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. The devs became ambassadors for Japan thanks to Ghost. So it's pretty shit that you can't buy it in Japan. Yeah, the fucking I'll relink the tweet, but like you can't even buy this game in Sony's home country. How does that make any fucking sense? That makes no goddamn sense. Antarctica, Aruba, Bangladesh, Barbados. It's crazy to me, bro. That's some scumbag thought process. That's crazy to me, dog. I'm just like, what in the fuck? So we can't get. Japan is on the list. It's at the bottom of that picture. I look at the tweet. It says Japan. The tweet I listed said Japan. You can't buy Ghost of Tsushima in Japan on Steam. I'm pretty sure you can still get like the physical version, but I don't think you essentially can't buy it on Steam. This is Sony going back to their ignorant ways of thinking they can do anything that they want. My problem is the disingenuousness from it all. The disingenuousness from it all is the pretending like you're for the people. But it says Japan on the restrictions. Did you look at the tweet I linked, Juice? You can't buy it. You can't get it in Japan. The package cannot be activated or purchased in specific countries. And Japan is right under Jamaica in that tweet I posted. Now, of course, we would need some. If you want like the full proof, we would have to get someone in Japan to try to buy it on Steam. But it says Japan on that list. So I don't want to act like Xbox is still fucking up. I want to put that in context. And in some ways, I still argue they're fucking up more because this is scummy shit, right? This whole Helldivers 2 Ghost of Tsushima Steam BS is still shit, right? But at least they ain't out here punishing studios that make them money. This is like punishing Naughty Dog for releasing Last of Us. Like that is still the worst thing tonight. Like, regardless of how I feel about about this, which isn't good, mind you. It isn't good that you can't even buy these. Why put your game on Steam and then people can't buy shit on Steam? I'm looking at a list right now of countries that don't support PSN, and Japan is not on it. If it's not sold on Steam, then it has nothing to do with PSN. Fine, get past the PSN part. If we're gonna go off the logic that that's true, this makes it even worse, because now you just can't get the game. So it doesn't even have anything to do with PSN. You're just blocking the Japanese from getting the game that's about Japan and is a Japanese story. Like, what the fuck? What's this, Donnie? What is this? Yeah, here it is. He posted the link. I didn't even see these other ones. Niger, North Korea, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Estonia, French Ghana or Fiji, Ethiopia. Fucking, this list is so fucking long. Kenya, Libya, fucking. This is ridiculous. Algeria, I hate it. I hate it. The list is this is the list that Juice was looking at with no Japan. He should have at least linked it. Wait, is this the right? Wait, hold on. So is Japan not? So wait, I'm confused. Did they take Japan off of it then? Like, did they update it to now where you can buy it on Japan? That Japan is not on the list? Or am I tripping? So they took Japan off, but originally it was on the list. So at least, okay, well, at least we'll take that small victory that Japan was taken off the list. But the rest of these countries are just screwed. The rest of y'all are just screwed. This is still some, like, this is just some, yeah, because the screenshot that's on Twitter has it on there. Well, now it doesn't matter, Juice, because apparently the updated list, they put Japan back off. So now it doesn't matter. The point that the Japan part of the conversation doesn't matter. Because they fixed the Japan section, but everyone else is still screwed. Is 22 a good price for Fire Emblem Engage? Yeah, that's fine. I think that's good. But yeah, the Japan point, at least at that point, at least, is fine. So if you're in Japan, you can get it now. But still, I don't like any of this shit, dog. This shit is just terrible, bro. Between the Xbox punishing game companies that do well for them, their unfocused interest in like supporting and curating those developers, trying to push mobile again and have their own Microsoft exclusive thing for mobile, just an AI that's supposed to be helping with game development, even though games are still coming out slow. Shit sucks. This shit fucking sucks. There you have here. You hear that, ladies? If you're Japanese, you can get it. Just by that logic, you could have just put a warning saying, because of the country you live in, you won't be able to play the multiplayer. If it was just, the problem is we're gambling with it being the multiplayer specifically. Because we're not sure. The only correlation is the fact that both of these games have multiplayer, so we're assuming it's multiplayer. Either way, even if it is multiplayer, I should be able to, what if I just want to play the single player? What if I don't care about the multiplayer? Or if you just put a discount for those who live in those countries. Why block the game off entirely? People can't gift the game to those countries either. Yeah, that sounds about right. Their mistreatment of their staff, paying less for worse, making them be involved in the creation of mid and the evil behind the scenes. I think I'm just tired, dog. I think I was tired. I think I'm angry. I just lost a game IP that just started and it's already dead. Sony's over here hoeing out multiple countries. I'm just annoyed. This is crazy to me. Is this like the only, and my question is this the only company on Steam that does this? Obviously people have like third-party DRM software, but I mean, like, is this the only company on Steam that has blocked like this many countries based off of the ability to play multiplayer? Is that really what this is? This will be the future if we don't stand up. Are there PSN trophies that pertain to multiplayer in Ghost of Tsushima? I'm not sure. Hopefully Hi-Fi Rush Switch port if it's done. I mean, that can get ported by a different studio, Mel, and it'll probably come to the next system. It probably won't come to the Switch. It'll probably come to the next system probably like next year. Which, granted, cool, I can just buy it again. But I'm just kind of like, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted a new fucking game. I just wanted a sequel to Hi-Fi Rush. I wanted a Hi-Fi Rush 2 in a couple of years. Why was that somehow unrealistic of me to want? Even though the game did well and deserved to have a sequel. I think that's the part that's pissing me off. That's the part that's making me mad. Sony is the only ones, since other companies just sell the game at a higher price to countries to offset the cost. I think that would have been better at this point. On top of all this shit, what are we playing, guys? I don't know, bro. I'm playing Persona 3 Reload on Switch. I mean on, not Switch, on Microsoft Xbox. I'll emulate Hi-Fi Rush. Our turn to game piracy due to the greedy game devs and corporate suits. I only get Nintendo now and a select few PlayStation titles if they are exclusive. Donnie, of course you would clip it. I knew you were gonna be a fucking villain about this. I've been playing Moonlighter and Fortnite. Oh my god, I'm exhausted, bro. I can't. I don't think I have the energy to keep getting angry. You just get tired of this shit. I'm gonna just be real about it. You get tired of this. When all you had to fucking do, I can just read. I just read that it's the UK that enforces facial scan to prove identity. Oh yeah, that's definitely, no one was disagreeing with that. That's definitely a UK thing. I think I'm just tired. I can't be bothered at this point. They should make prostitution legal to help with the stress. The Xbox thing, unfortunately, is one of those situations where, because of my long-standing distrust of Xbox platforms, although it pisses me off, it's not like devastating for me. And even the PSN thing with Sony, at the end of the day, as an American, doesn't really affect me in the same way. Juice, I said it was a UK thing since I first mentioned it. I'm not going to burn the Xbox. I don't think the Xbox console is the problem. And the game studio The game studio situation is just what it is. And we'll see how bad Game Pass gets in the next few years. Because more than likely, Game Pass is going to get a fucking price hike. I'm actually expecting that. What do you think Phil Spencer is doing right now after being kicked? After kicking the Hornets' necks? He's probably sitting in his office going, oh, fuck. I guess we're in the hole again. And Xbox we distrust. I like that. It's only a UK thing since it's a pretty recent thing they've been doing. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm just sick of this shit. I need to get up. I just need to get up. I need to get up. I'm just tired. I'm fucking tired, bro. I'm so tired of this shit. Because it feels like we're not behind our fucking... It genuinely feels like we're just not behind our game companies anymore. And it can't just be Nintendo. As much as I fuck with Nintendo and I like Nintendo, it can't just be Nintendo. It cannot just be fucking Nintendo. And my problem is, it feels like it's going to be just Nintendo. Sony will keep doing all this small, petty crime bullshit in the background that'll only affect certain people. Because Americans don't care. If you're an American, none of Sony's antics even bother you. Because you're an American. You're an American who lives in America, who has access to all he needs to do shit in America. So Americans don't give a fuck about this, or don't have to give a fuck about any of Sony's stuff. Microsoft stuff just means there is really no faith left in the Xbox brand. People are already down because of the comments that Phil made before. It literally just proves that when we get down to it, Xbox's goal is just making money. And regardless of how that has to happen, they're going to make money. That's all they really care about. And that means we're going to get some bum-ass Activision mobile game and some Minecraft Microsoft Mobile Edition. And we're all genuinely not going to give a fuck. Because we don't trust you. Because you destroyed game companies that made you money. If you sign to Microsoft at this point now, or allow yourselves to get bought out by Microsoft now, you are signing a death warrant. You know you're signing a death warrant, and you just don't care. Xbox is the only fans girl of the gaming industry. You think Atari could have become a worthy competitor if they tried? Possibly, if they hadn't have fucked up all their money. The gaming industry becomes mainstream, and that's when gaming went to shit. The gaming industry right now is like a hoe pretending to be a nice girl. Eventually you see them for what they really are and are disgusted by it. I wish the whole industry was thriving and not, and it's not, and it's frustrating. Yeah, I think that's a good representation of how I'm feeling right now. I think that's how I just feel about it. It's just like, bro, I'm so sick of this shit. And then they'd be like, the gaming industry is kind of stagnating. We haven't really been gaining new gamers like we were before. Well, I wonder fucking why. Because between our three companies, right? You got Nintendo with their Mario and their Zelda and this, that, and the third, and a bunch of remakes that you may or may not have grown up with. But those are games, right? Sony's over here giving mostly quality experiences. But once again, it's a bunch of rehashing of old content. Whether it's from first party or third party, we got a bunch of rehashing content. Then you got Xbox in the corner that gives you an occasional new game and then nothing. Just fucking nothing. Or promises of things that turn into nothing. And then you get those one or two good quality titles. And then we fire those people who made those games and you're like, why in the fuck would you do that? What game am I getting into? The indie scene is a more viable solution at this point than investing in another fucking Xbox. You really think core gamers at Xbox are like, we need another Xbox console? We just want you to release some consistent games. Reinvest in AA. There is nothing wrong with AA. But no, we gotta have everything. Gotta be AAA. It's gotta be a fucking movie, a fucking blockbuster, a motherfucking just a goddamn spectacle. If it's not a visual and audio spectacle for the eyes and ears and all senses, then it's not worth the financial investment. And then you don't make any fucking money, and you're sitting over in the corner like, why didn't I make any money? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because you wanted to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make this one fucking game, and it sold well, but it didn't sell insanely well. It didn't sell like new fucking IP franchise sell, right? You made like a couple $1 billion and said that wasn't enough. And the collective gaming industry's in the back like, a couple $1 billion isn't enough? No. Fuck no. And you're just like, well, maybe you shouldn't keep making these kind of games. Well, that's what we're going to keep doing, is making these kind of games. No. Listen, damn it. I need you to fucking listen. Listen. By the way, this stream is going to get demonetized, so all support is appreciated. It makes me mad because the writing is right there. Support, if you make these smaller titles, your potential for financial gain is higher. There are plenty of AA titles that came up and blew up and made way more money than what the game cost to make. That's what your goal is, to make a game. It's almost like it's like playing in creative mode with a limited number of blocks and shit. That's part of the reason why Nintendo does well, because they make the most out of weaker hardware and weaker development kits, and they still make hundreds of millions of dollars. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are probably the most expensive games they've ever made. And what did those games have to sell to break even? I think it was like a couple million. You mean what every Zelda has made for like since the inception of the IP? All it had to make was a couple million? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's almost like all these businesses have accountants and don't know how money works. Sometimes less is more. Because you give me 16 facial animations for Jill doesn't mean shit if I can't jump over a fucking ledge. You got Kratos over here. Kratos is over here looking like a whole physical embodiment of God. And looks like you can reach out and touch the motherfucker. But as soon as I hit like a little ledge, I'm just like, God of War, everybody. So fucking stupid. Hate this shit, dog. Turn it off. Turn it off, bro. Turn it off. Yeah, like the video, guys. Might as well get it to 25. Hey, chill out. Remember, better graphics cost more money. I call it the sick Minecraft ref. When was that last brand of new Xbox IP? Modern games, pretty graphics, half-baked experiences. With Microsoft, sometimes less is just less. I think it was Starfield. Haven't heard of Starfield since it came out. I think I'm just tired. I want y'all to know, I think I'm just tired. I think I'm physically and emotionally tired. And Juice is over here sending me ad shots of Stellar Blade. Great. 10 out of 10. Love that shit. I'm just done, bro. I don't even care. I think I'm emotionally just shot right now. I feel like I've just I don't know. What is your take on PC gaming? I like PC gaming enough. I just haven't really upgraded my PC in a while to play anything brand new. But I still like messing around on PC gaming. I still enjoy PC gaming. Yeah, still no reason to get PS5. I'm waiting for that Stellar Blade to hit PC, bro. That's what I'm waiting on. Saving up for Stellar Blade. No one's gonna tell me that's worth playing unless they know what they're talking about. Quit gaming. Didn't they censor it? Me too, Terrell. Me too. No comment. Oh Lord. I'm just sad, bro. I'm sad. I'm exhausted. I just don't care at all. It's Friday. I have overtime tomorrow. I cannot be bothered right now. I want to go lay down. That's what I think I'm about to go do, dude. I'm gonna be real with you. Cause I don't have the energy to sit here and scream at the camera and just be like, "Fuck you, PlayStation. Fuck you, Microsoft. I love you, Nintendo, but you do stupid shit too." Like tonight is just hate. Like I'm defeated. I'm fucking defeated at this point. Plus that we're gonna have to talk about this on Monday with the Juices Loose crew anyway. So this is like, I just wanted to get my thoughts and feelings out here. But man, fuck this, dog. Fuck all of this. I am generally exhausted from the experience of that. Because it feels like I just been... I don't care, dog. I'm just tired. I didn't think I'd be. That's literally exhausted me. I'm actually surprised how exhausted I got from that whole experience. Like like that whole thing has just bummed me out. Yeah, I don't think I care. Yeah, I just don't think I care anymore. I feel like I hit a wall emotionally. I think I'm gonna go pass out. I have overtime tomorrow anyway. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna go chill. Who's streaming on Twitch right now? Who can I sing you guys to that will be entertaining? Because right now I've had it. I've motherfucking had it. That's what I've had it. I'm done. I'm gonna send you guys to Chornick instead of Tyrone. Studios under Microsoft reminds me of what Colonies in Xenoblade 3, because you know what's gonna happen when your colony becomes gold. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, go support my boy Chornick. He's over here playing Persona 4 Golden. So he's playing greatness. I'm gonna go chill out. I genuinely am just exhausted. I think I was already tired physically, and this has just made me angry and depressed. So I care even less now than I did before. So I think respectfully, I'm gonna just go chill. Yeah, I don't care. But those who are here, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Sorry for the late intro to the stream. I blame my mother. I love her. Happy Mother's Day. The gaming industry is going to be a motherfucking problem. Go support my boy Chornick. Let my boy get some views and go watch him play. I'm going to call it tomorrow night on Twitch. We're playing Persona 3 Reload, so don't worry. You'll see me tomorrow night, Twitch. Persona 3 Reload, so look forward to that. I've had it. I'm fucking done. Where's my... Where's that Nintendo Direct at? I need some positivity in my life, because this shit ain't cutting it. My birthday's next week, bro. Next month, bro. No, that's it. Life's a game. Play to win. I'll catch you guys motherfucking later. This is it. It's over. I'm done. It's finito. I'm finished. Au revoir. Adieu. Goodbye. God damn it. Goodbye.